Hey, what's up? Mark King here, and doing three articles, I think. They kind of loosely tie but it's about the same exact thing: identity politics, racial offenses, females. Okay, so this one's egregious to me, right? FDNY official defends excluding famed 9/11 firefighter from procession for being white. The thing about this guy was, quote unquote, he was famous for having a famous photo. Here we are. Okay, Greg Johnson, Danielle Williams, and Billy Eggs Green lifted the American flag, right? Okay. So let's see what happens. A top FDNY official says it's most definitely acceptable to exclude white. The reason I'm laughing, right? In a normal world, you hear this stuff and you're like, WTF, right? I would love them to say it's okay to exclude a black firefighter. I would love that. Then you truly reach peak equality. Anyway, Cecilia Loving, the department chief, diversity and inclusion. What the? What WTF? No company should have this. None, none, none. Okay. This whole like the city wastes, like this is my problem. Also taxes is like when the city has too much, they find ways to blow it, to spend it. One of the three firefighters in the iconic 9/11 raising flag off the blah blah blah. Okay, it's ground zero flag raising for that's this, right? Off a color guard procession, so it would be all black. The three firefighters in the color guard. Okay, I'm trying to read that. Okay, so Loving testified at the State Division of Human Rights trial on McWilliams complained that he was the victim of racial bias. So I guess this will be the guy here, right? McWilliams. These people are disgusting, man. Anyway, when McWilliams showed up at the 2017 memorial mass honored deceased members of the Vulcan Society, a fraternal group of black FDNY firefighters, he was barred from holding a flag in the color guard. Wow. Regina Wilson. Again, in the in the non-clown world, you read this thing and you're like, that's the way racism is defined. That's racism. But again, I heard this thing recently about something called bioleninism, right? So bioleninism is essentially those with the most those. I'm trying to say this properly. I'm gonna say it multiple ways. Those with the least desirable characteristics. Those with characteristics that has been seen as less desirable. I'm trying to state this the proper way. There's no way I can state this right. Okay, the characteristics that's mostly viewed as being victims. I don't know how to state that properly, right? Okay, those who have the most perceived grievances, that sounds a lot better, will always be right in the court of law and public opinion. Okay? So that's kind of what everything is based on your perceived grievances, but this is how you have intersectionality. So if you're black, if you're a black man, your grievance is automatically believed over a white man. If you're a white man, maybe you have biracial parents and you're gay, your grievances are essentially believed over the black man, the black straight man. Okay? That's kind of like how bioleninism works, okay? and it's called bio-Leninism for a reason. Okay, damn commies. Anyway, loving who is black. See again, it's just names are just like it's throwing me off. Loving, comma, who is black testifies there is nothing wrong with that. Okay, so a request for an all black color guard is not discriminatory. Uh, McMillan's lawyer Keith David asked in the trial, and yeah, there you go. No, it isn't. Loving reply again. In a normal world where there's no such thing as violence, again, this is again when you hear these things, it's viewing black people as lesser than everybody else. Okay, that's the problem I have with all this identity politics stuff. Okay, blacks should be held to the same standards as everybody else. Females should be held to the same standards as men and vice versa, but we all know that's impossible. It's 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 how everything works. When you push this identity stuff, you basically defeat the idea of a democracy. You defeat the idea of justice. You know, all these things actually important. It's when it gets corrupted with modifiers. Like justice is important, social justice is garbage. Okay, because everybody believes in justice. You put social justice, it's automatically making one group quote unquote more important than someone else's. Okay, anyway. Loving said that it's okay to replace a white member of all African to uplift our identities. That's again, this is why I hate a lot of identity politics. I hate the school system. I hate the government. The government should not be in the business of uplifting people. Okay, it's there to fix the roads, make sure the city runs. Okay, protect your borders. Keep the bad people at bay from the good people. That's one of the most important things. Okay, this is why you have a police force. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to I'm gonna leave this here. People can read this if they want, but this is awful. Right? In a written brief, Sullivan, that's the lawyer, called the rejections of McWilliams deplorable and evidence of a stark double standard FDNY. If you're black and you discriminate against a white person in the workplace, you get a slap in the wrist at best. He wrote, a white person who discriminates gets a heavy-handed. Again, I've never been at the mercy of this. Never. Okay, never. So what's this telling me? What I know from my experience, I'm gonna put my experience here, and the stats. Certain races fail because of their own doing, but they lack the responsibility and the understanding of their own. I hope I'm saying this right. Locus. Okay. Anyway, this is all BS, right? I'm gonna try to tie this into this wonderful woman. Okay, so I'm not a Harry Potter guy. I know nothing about Harry Potter. I just know it's some three guys or three girls or a guy and a girl or two guys and a girl, whatever. You get the point, right? I'm not a Harry Potter guy. So anyway, Rowling warns of trans therapy for kids. Okay, this is the same person who's virtue signaling. So like people who've virtue signal, it's communist principles, right? That's all this is, right? It's about create again. I say it again. It's creating a racial offense when none exists. Okay, that's all that is. Okay, and they'll continue to change this stuff to confuse everybody. Right? Only people who go along with this stuff is essentially brain dead people who cannot think for themselves. I've said this. I know friends like simple things like movie reviews, they can't do. They have to literally steal reviews from other people. They can't. You know, and I'm not saying you like something, you don't like something. We have to have reasons why I like something. I know grown adults, they cannot do this. These are things you learn in 4th grade, 5th grade. Okay? Anyway, again, this is the same woman a few months back. What was she doing? Making her characters gay because it was the perceived thing to do and she felt, Here's the thing. Again, these people, again, women are more prone to this, right? They they lack the ability to see what's around them properly. Their perspective, okay? A woman, imagine a woman perspective is just this, a circle. A man's perspective is a larger circle. He understands more, okay? All right. And if I were to be religious, God's circle is God's has the biggest circle of all. Okay, if I were to be religious. So anyway, Harry Potter author Joan. Oh, that's the name, Joanne or J.K. Rowling has weighed in to a debate of trans kids once again, suggesting Britain is on the brink of a medical scandal. Rowling, an idol turned hate figure, yeah, social justice warrior, since she went public with her belief in biology. Again, these people don't understand. They don't understand what happens next. Okay, she spoiled the whole. He, I don't know. I think she's in a book where it's like someone was gay the entire time. She just forgot about it because that suited society. But as soon as she felt her quote unquote feminism now under attack by the trans community, all of a sudden her eyes open. She'll never admit that she was wrong previously. Okay? Alright? Even though this is a person who wanted people to deplatform for disagreeing with the whole gay thing. Or whatever the hell she did in a book. Okay? Alright. Oh, here's something about identity politics. British National. Okay, so the BNHS identity clinics have been functioning as if acting outside the ordinary requirement of good medical psychiatric practice. Again, one thing that really upsets me is about the gay thing, right? It's like about half gay people, if I'm correct, my stats, right? About half of them have had childhood trauma. If you get my drift, okay? Involving an adult, a man, or adult woman, okay? All right. These are things that we all knew in psychology 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But then, again, I told you my whole conspiracy theory. Obama is a homosexual, right? So, in case it ever came out, they pushed it really hard to being a positive. Because most of America, like, okay, so most people, okay, okay, from what I've known, what I've known people on the outside, they say they're okay, yeah, gay people are fine. And the inside, it's the opposite. Okay, and people tend to go along with the perceived trends, right? But you never know what they think deep down. Only when you're close to them, you ask. Okay. So most people know these things. Okay, they nobody's gonna. Okay, so nobody ever attacks a gay person, but they just disagree with the lifestyle. But as you know, that's hate speech now. That gets you banned. Anyway, I must switch from this because this I just summed up basically J.K. Rowling's and her new found love of being anti-politically correct when it suits her. This billionaire, that's another thing she defends about immigrants, as they call them in the UK, migrants. Right? It's okay to let them in the country just as long they don't go nowhere near her property. you know, they can go into the middle class, the working class neighborhoods, as long as she has her own private island. She's okay with that. Anyway, this leads me to this wonderful story, right? So this is by CBN News, so it's called Christian Perspective, okay? I've never heard it before, but the article is very interesting. This is how revolutions start America's youth acting out on decades of life. Okay, so this is truth, right? Sometimes the way to prove things is that you find the pieces of evidence. Okay, obviously you need that smoking gun, but you have to find the pieces of evidence. Okay, all this points towards a education system. Again, it's been feminized. this is what I've seen the boys fail because of feminized school system. Okay, I've seen boys fall even farther behind because of the Common Core stuff. Okay, I've seen boys being told in school that women have been victims all their centuries, rather than the real truth women can't accomplish. Okay. Anyway, if you've been shocked at the ongoing destruction of our cities, you're enraged young people. Okay, America has had riots before, but never have they seemed to have an approval of acceptance. This thing that bothers me. It's accepted. Okay, the reason it's accepted because the media are full of communists. Okay, the media are full of propagandists. Okay, what people have said is okay. So the way it works, Antifa. Uh, the first will be peaceful. Second will be demonstration. The third will be violence. What happens in the daytime? There'll be the peaceful. The media records the peaceful stuff. The media normally records the stuff. Then when it comes night, Antifa strikes with violence. Okay. Sometimes I hear people criticize the Christian community, the right wingers, the conservatives. Why they quote unquote lose every battle? Why don't they fight? I'm gonna say this. It's smart for them not to fight right now, okay? Because the media, the rumors are, I've heard these rumors. They the FBI, they want to blame things on right wingers. The election is coming up. We know what the FBI is. Okay, we know the FBI aren't the good guys. At the very top, that's what they're looking for. Okay, because the FBI wants the left to win. Okay, they want they want the communism, they want the Marxism. The people who rule everything, that's what they want. Okay, they want total control. They want to control your thoughts. What makes this potentially dangerous revolution, remember, that many of the America's elites either tolerate or support the rioting. Again, this is what they're doing. I agree. And knowing the support outwardly, financially, that's the scary thing. Financially, when they're donating to these, I call them the Black AO Matter people, right? You know what I'm saying? The black holes, right? They're supporting Marxist groups. They're funding communism. Okay. And all these people are so wealthy on top. When the SHITTT hits the fan, they'll simply fly to the closest Scandinavian country possible. Okay? You'll see a bunch of whites, upper whites, move to like Alaska. Okay, where the only time they see a black person is on TV. Okay, so they're not heading to Anchorage. Okay? Just saying. Anyway, let's see. This is this Andrew Clavin. Okay, he's from the Daily Wire. Okay, so how did America reach this point? Clavin, it took decades of cultural rot. Okay, so again, this ties into the 50 or 60 years ago. The communists entered Hollywood. The education system. Again, the Rocketeer. Right? They talked about even though it took place in what, like 40s or 30s. It was warning us. Okay, it was telling us about Hollywood being infiltrated. Again, the communists were originally the Russians, right? So they infiltrated. They're the ones who imagine they taught communism to the CCP. Okay, essentially that's what happened. So right now, I truly believe the communists are really the CCP. The more the media says Russia's the enemy, the more I disbelieve that. Okay. Anyway, I just want to touch upon these three articles. I'll leave that here. I think they were very interesting and they're all kind of tied into what's going on. Identity politics, school system, yada yada, social justice, and only justice matters, not social. This is why it's very dangerous when they start pushing emotions over truth. Share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed. I'm on Parl, I'm on Twitter, I'm on whatever under the same name marking, right? On Gab. Bye.